One last little note about the homeless thing. I was sitting here making these notes in the park. I guess I just assumed I'm homeless because I had bags. I had a bag with my food and snacks and lunch and picnic stuff, and a bag with some sodas in it, and my bag with my equipment. But officially, I guess I am homeless. Pay no attention to the horn in the background, all right? Um, so they came out and they brought me a bag. I mean, there's like 50 homeless people out here. I'm not sure if they went to them, all right? But what I'm saying is, this note is about, sounds like a good thing, right? I got a bag of water, I got some gloves, some socks, and some wipes. And I got a sandwich and a donut. Now, here's what I'm saying. The reason you can't trust this anymore. Homeless people, there's no such thing as homeless people. Homeless is a state. It's not a person, right? So these people are something, though. And they're thieves, drug addicts, criminals on the run, pedophiles who can't be near here or near there, all kinds of stuff, people with mental problems that fell through the cracks, okay? Now, amongst this batch is a lot of crime and vandalism going on, breaking into houses, stealing stuff, a lot of babies walking earlier because someone stole their buggy, all this. Now, you wouldn't know, in all of that, someone is going to want revenge. And not to know who did it, all they know is homeless did it, okay? They don't know which person, just he was homeless. So, I hate the homeless. So now their revenge is focused toward the homeless. Well, how do you get them if you don't know which one it was? I know how. I'll get them all. How many times have you heard that in life? I'll get them all, and that way I know I got the right one. So let me fix a big pot of soup. Let me make a bunch of tuna sandwiches. Let me poison them all. Or I got a friend with a fatal disease. Let's spit in it. So now you can't even trust them when they're feeding you anymore. You don't know why and who they're feeding you. Like, they hand me a sandwich. They hand me a bologna sandwich. And they're from a church. And everyone's wondering about me and the things that I said. Is the pork look like the pork test. You could be the worst motherfucker in the world. As long as you eat pork, you're cool. Bullshit. And if you don't eat pork, you ain't cool. You could be an angel, but you're a vegetarian and they hand you a bologna sandwich and you eat it. Must be a Muslim, one of them people. They are sick. They are so sick. I tried to tell them, okay, that was the number one cause of mental illness in this country, them trying to wrap their brain around God. How is that going to happen? How is that going to work out for them? You cannot wrap your brain around God. You cannot describe God. You cannot speak on God. You cannot touch God. You cannot picture God. You cannot do nothing when it comes to God. So you're going to crack before God does. Do you understand that? Your mind's going to give before you find God. You couldn't handle God if you found it. So they're religious nuts everywhere. Because they cracked. It's the number one cause of insanity in this land. They're crazy. Do you understand that they couldn't even stand in the presence of the sun? What does these lunatics think they'd be able to stand in the presence of God? God's not more than the sun. God's not brighter than the sun. They're not going to even fix their lips to say anything like that. They'll just be stuck when you repeat this. Stuck and have to back the F up. God doesn't need you to think about it. God doesn't need you to talk to him, pray for him, make rallies and have parades. God doesn't need anything from you at all. Not your attention or anything. If everybody in the world turned their back on God, it don't change God one little tiny dot. It means nothing. God don't need your support. It's all a game made for people by people. It's not to say that the all isn't there, but they don't have a clue who, what, where. Not one single one of them can prove to you that there is a God. And if they come in your face talking about God and say, prove it, you know what they're going to start this long speech about? You got to have faith. Like, what you mean, like Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and Easter Bunny? Been there, done that. Come to find out they were all lies. Is that what's going to happen with your God? And watch their face. So I don't allow any, two subjects you can't, there's really a few subjects you can't talk to me about because they're too sensitive. You can't talk to me about my mom, about my mama. If you say the wrong thing, you die. You can't talk to me about God. You say the wrong thing, you die. It's blasphemy. You can't talk to me about my children. You say the wrong thing, you die. So that's just the way it is. People around here saying blasphemy. These people are lunatic nuts, you guys. No, I haven't lost my mind and off on some messiahship, think that I am God. I have extreme psychic powers and powers over this machine that you live in, and powers over people you've never seen. But that don't qualify for me nowhere near God, okay? These people are lunatics. They have no idea what they're doing, okay? They come to you and say, look, we're having a Bible study on Thursday. Do you know what they just said? They are having a Bible study on Thursday, on the day for the God of thunder, Thor. That's what Thursday is. That's where that word came from. Every last day of the week is named after a God. Son of Dad, Monadad, Twigs for Tuesday, Wooden for is Wednesday, Thor's Thursday, Frigg is Friday, Saturn is Saturday, and Sunday is something is for Sunday. Each one of these are gods. And they're talking about their God and Jesus on Wednesday. That's blasphemy. That's contradicting right there. You calling out demons and gods while you talking about God and Jesus. You don't even know what you're saying. You don't know what God mean or none of the words coming out your mouth. You're a fool. You shouldn't talk. Oh, but we're not done yet. In December, we're going to have our Christmas play. And in March, we're going to have our Easter play. Let me tell you something, what you're saying, why you think you're talking about holy stuff and church and all this here. Every month of the year is named after a god or a demon. From January all the way down, they're named after gods and demons. I am not playing with you. Some of these gods were men. All right, some of these guys, men, have to talk loud because the vampires are in the background. All right, and I have to drown them out. No matter what they do, I have to keep talking. All right, now, what I'm simply saying to you is some of these guys were men, okay? July is named after Julius Caesar, who thought he was a god. August is named after Augustus Caesar, who thought he was a god, okay? And the reason that February has 28 days is because Augustus Caesar took the days off of February and put them on August, so his month be just as long as Julius's month, as long as July. All right? Because he wanted to be just as great as Caesar was. All right? So you don't even know your history because they lied to you about it. You don't even know what's coming out your mouth. You think you're talking about Jesus and the Lord and all this here, and all the time you're inciting and summoning up demons and false gods. So how sound is your religion? Made by a king named James, who was a homosexual, who struck women all out of it, who took everything black and made it white, and took all the women out And what about those numbers? What do they have to do with God? Verse 23, chapter 12. They're there to cause confusion. For you could take a little piece of something and say that it says something other than what it really said, because you didn't read the page. I can take a sentence out of a magazine and throw it out there and say it means whatever I want, but the page from that magazine said something different. It's a deception, you guys. It's all trickery, trickology. It's not real. No one needs it. If you've never seen a church or a Bible in your life, you are born in the jungle. You still know inside of you it's wrong to kill, it's wrong to steal. All that you know right from wrong, it's born in us. You don't need no book or no people or nothing to tell you that you exist and that you're more than just a body. I told you to test, close your eye, cut off your body and see if you're still here. I told you all these things simple that they made complicated, saying nobody knows but God. What happens when you die? Are we still here? Do we still exist? Well, everyone's pondered this for thousands of years. Are we stupid, person? Because it doesn't take a child to realize what I just told you. So I'm back to what we said. The world lost its mind thousands of years ago. Right. And insanity has been passed on generation to generation. So there ain't nobody to hang. They've been dead long time ago. There's nobody to kill. You just get grip on yourself. Save yourself. Fix yourself. See, that's the plan for saving the world. You save you. If everybody saved themselves, the whole world will be saved. That's the plan. You will never ever find another one. You'll waste your life trying. It took me my whole life just to come up with that one. And it's never been done before. No one has ever had a plan to save the world. Now, so if everybody saves themselves, the world will be saved. If you want to see the world saved, you got to take that route. Now, that's Psy, S-Y, okay? What you do when you get out of a situation, a hairy situation, and you escape, first thing you do is go, okay? That's the double meaning. That's the pun of Psy, save yourself, okay? We barely got out of this crap. It looked like there was no way out. Life was too complicated. The weight was too great to bear. I couldn't even wrap my brain around it. And we came and we reduced everything down to ones. Everything was no longer millions and zillions. It was just one thing that they gave a million names. One thing, like a tree. One thing, like a tree. Everything is plants, okay? Your table, your chair, your door are not table, chairs, and doors and fences. It's a dead tree. It's just a tree, okay? It's not a baseball bat, a ruler, or a pencil. It's a tree. You get it? It's only one thing. They told you it was millions of things, but it's just that one thing. It's all plants. Your clothes, made from plants. Everything, almost everything you got come from a plant, or rock, or some type of earth. Now, we've made it simple. You're going to end up in the creek playing like that. So, deal with that you can deal with, okay? They told you you had 5 senses. We told you you only had 1. That's what we mean by we're the ones. You only have 1 sense. You don't have 5. Let me explain it again. Okay. In order to see, light has to touch your eyes. In order to hear, vibrations have to touch your ear. In order to smell, gas has to touch your nose. In order to taste, something has to touch your tongue. In order to feel, something has to touch. You have the sense of touch. 1 sense. It just has 5 parts. You have the sense of touch. Contact. Awareness through contact. All right? You have 1 sense. Okay? Sense of touch. That's it. Everything is one. Everything is one. Everyone in the world right now is only doing one thing. You probably, if you haven't read Optimind, you probably think that they're doing millions of things right now. That's what we told you. Everything's been reduced simply to one. They're all doing one thing, okay? Every day when they wake up, they want to see something, smell something, hear something, taste something, touch something. And that's what they go about doing. All money in the world is made by selling people something to see, something to smell, something to taste, something to touch, something to hear. And this may seem like 5 things, but we told you that it's only one. And this is what everyone in the world is doing right now. Everyone. Everyone. They're doing one thing. This has been the SPS. We made this one kind of long. Servants of all, Psy, SY, save yourself.